This shit was working. This, oh my god, bro, this shit is phony. Anyway, we just about to go. We just about to go on. Fuck the music right now. Fuck that shit. Fuck all that shit. Anyway, I gotta make sure we live and direct this time. Why the fuck I can't? All right, all right, we good. All right, so I'm gonna make this quick as possible and break down this building yourself up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know what the fuck is going on. Why the fuck my shit? I don't know. I'm not getting to that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with my Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? It's acting up. Um, but yeah, building yourself up in that context, you want to be in a space somewhere the characteristics you build is your mentalities, your man and woman mentalities. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be in a space where the things you're creating in the spiritual realm become the buildings, like the trees, your fruits, the houses, the plants, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like what you're building up is becomes the real world on how it's supposed to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you're seeing, you don't want to get lost in the sauce thinking that you're seeing some illusions on it ain't or it ain't you, or I mean it ain't real. And the truth is none of this shit is you. It's something you use as a tool. You know what I'm saying? Remember, your thoughts and your feelings are tools. You know what I'm saying? So when an individual tells you, "Oh, when you talk about what you mean your thoughts and feelings are tools? What you mean by that? You know what I'm saying? What you mean your mind is a spaceship? What you mean by all this shit? You gotta tell them like this, like." I mean, you really can't explain shit to them if they can't even use their mind, because they don't even understand that they use their own mind to come up with a context of debunking you. And the reality and the truth is, if you're really in a space on where you're trying to help them and to let them know about themselves, like things like the mind is like, let's say like let's say this is a friend you want to spiritually help. You know what I'm saying? And you can see that they're in a spiritual space. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you gotta see if they're in a space, if they're really in a space on where they can help themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're in a space somewhere they kind of flunked out and they don't really know what they're really into like that and don't even try to help them. But you want to baby feed them at the same time. You don't want to be in a space somewhere you're loop and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no matter what, you're gonna be in a space somewhere what you're doing is you're building that world where that your mentalities become the build, like the things, the structure, the things that are supposed to be seen. You know what I'm saying? And your spirit is utilizing these as tools to create these foundations. You know what I'm saying? So always remember that you're creating these foundations. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get lost in the sauce thinking you're not doing these things. You know what I'm saying? Because these are the things that we do every day. You know what I'm saying? When you're just in a space of being close to God, nothing, no thing, you're in a space of where you start to em- uh, emit things in your sphere of reality, and that sphere of reality become the context clues on what is supposed to be seen. And in school they create context clues, as in they put out a certain what thing you're supposed to see, like a certain rule in a book or a chapter book or whatever kind of, or a homework or assignment, and they give you a context clue on how it's supposed to be seen. And remember that context clue, when you have a spiritual context clue, that spiritual context clue is what you create as a spirit to get you back to reminding how you're supposed to be seeing something. You know what I'm saying? And whatever you're seeing becomes the whole point on what is supposed to be seen in the spiritual realm. You know what I'm saying? Because you create the sign of context. You know what I'm saying? The whole point of context becomes the reality of what you're making out of it. You know what I'm saying? So anytime an individual tries to get you lost in the sauce thinking that they can control your thoughts and feelings and they can control how you think and feel and things of that nature, you get put down in a low vibrational space, because you start to think and feel like that these things that this individual is telling you. And if you watch my channel and other powerful spiritual people's channels online, you know that you're a powerful, brought out spirit. So you don't let none of this shit affect you. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be in a space of where you're getting this shit going, and you're getting certain algorithms and things going in the system in the system computer systems. You got the computers puting. You know what I'm saying? And when you got the computers puting, you got your shit going on. You got the things, the information you want to put out in the world going on. You know what I'm saying? So you become like the hidden word that these motherfuckers try to get lost in. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand that, you'll be in a space where the whole thing you're coming as a whole. You're coming to one again. You come become a whole, and when you become a whole again, you start to realize that the things you put together in the spiritual realm becomes the real world. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes the world that we can all share together when we come together as spirits, and we can start sharing these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like no matter what, you want to be seen, look at these the right way. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all gonna be doing something where if we don't know how to look at it, we'll be lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? And once you know better, you do better. So if you know better and you know what you're doing, and you know things, that the power you got in your hand, and to know the things you put out in the world, the sources you and the resources become the things of this world. You know how to utilize them the right way. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what space you're in, you always gets that main point of view that you're creating all these things. You know what I'm saying? You start to realize that you are the creator, not the creation. You know what I'm saying? God didn't create you. Allah didn't create you. Jesus didn't create you. Muhammad didn't create you. None of these people created you. You created yourself. You know what I'm saying? You created yourself. So once you know you got the power and you got the juice now, you'll know that the ways that people look at a life become like the humans look at life become retarded, and how you look at it becomes more knowledgeable, more wisdom, more power. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at things like this, you'll be in the space on where it's supposed to be seen, on how you're supposed to be represented in any context, in any way of life, in any way of looking at things. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, no matter what, we're all gonna be in a space on where, like I said, even with the even with the Sun of Virgo, is how we gotta be in a space like we're trying to get our communication and our things together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And once you know how to get these things together, you'll be in the right point of view. You know what I'm saying? You'll be in the right context clues. You know what I'm saying? And remember, we're all doing shit on on the basis of trying to learn. So once you understand the teacher and student context, you'll understand that if let's say like I'm the teacher right now and y'all the students because y'all learning from me, it'll be the space of where next lifetime I become a student and y'all become a teacher. But then there'll be in a space on where what we're doing is we're becoming teacher student. And when a student when a teacher is a student, I mean when a teacher is teaching a student, the teacher can also be a student at the same time. And when a student is learning from a teacher, the student can also learn from a student can also teach the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So once you know how to look at it from that point of view, you understand that it's a thing that we're all doing. We're called bouncing off from each other, and we're both student teacher contexts. So it's not really once we die. You know what I'm saying? We're in the world where I got I got to learn to be a student. No, we're just doing this already. This is it. We're doing it already. So don't get lost in the sauce thinking that, oh, we gotta be in a space somewhere. Oh, we once we die, we get to that world. No, we already in that world. We create that world. Back to my point. We once you build yourself, once you know to build yourself up and build yourself up, that's how you become successful, spiritually successful. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing something on where the whole way of looking and feeling and thinking about things become more knowledgeable within yourself and others. You know what I'm saying? And then you can choose if you want to start teaching others. You know what I'm saying? You can choose if you want to start. If you don't really want to teach, you can these become choices. You know what I'm saying? You be like I said, you're a teacher. But then You're always gonna be God's always gonna put you in the equilibrium space on where you gotta learn how to see it from both sides. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how to see from all context clues. You know what I'm saying? You can dive into human thought, thinking to yourself, then what can this individual come by? How many like why does this individual think like this? And you can and there's always like a deep down like small uh uh um what's it called? There's always like a deep down, small psyche that you can dive in. You know what I'm saying? That you understand why a human comes up with certain ideas on what they come up with. You know what I'm saying? And the whole point is to understand that these like people that come up with certain things like this only come up with it with a handful of reasons. It's not even a handful. It's really like um it's really just like a couple of reasons. And once you're in that space, you look at beings up there and look at them as a one thing. Like I mean, as a thing, right? And you know how to build off that. And then once you're there, you'll be in a space somewhere you look at one person down here. It's like a 100. You look at one person down here. It's like a 100 people. You know what I'm saying? So you look at 100 people down here as one person. Everything's reversed. The one person up there is like 100 people down here. It's like the one person up there is like 1,000 people down here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when you're building yourself up, you wouldn't know that if you wouldn't see the ways on how people are seen in that world. You know what I'm saying? And then once you're doing that, you be in a space of where you look at everyone at their own ladder scale. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be stairs, you know what I'm saying, elevators, you know what I'm saying? And you never want to be in an elevator if because elevators take you to their own destined location. But if you know how to build your shit up, build yourself up, and know how to what you're looking at, you understand that the elevator is something you built already. So once you build your own elevator and get to that point, you'll be in a space of where it's in a good space. If you're just going on an elevator, an escalator that somebody already created, I. So anyway, once you're in that space on where you're looking at the space on where the elevator becomes like something you created. You're in a space on where the whole context, the whole point, the whole reality is something you created out of it in general. You know what I'm saying? So know how to look at these things. Don't get lost in the sauce thinking something is something else. When you're looking at it the right way, you'll be in space somewhere you're in the right context clues of looking at things. You know what I'm saying? The whole point becomes everything becomes more simple to you because what you're looking at is what you created. You know what I'm saying? Everything you're building up there is what you're creating down here. You know what I'm saying? So the world you create for yourself comes into itself and becomes down here. So everything is in reverse. You know what I'm saying? So y'all will look at like masculine as a oh shit, what the fuck? Y'all will look at let me see. Yourself condense into a yeah. So y'all will look at masculine as positive and feminine as negative. Which that's right. That's correct. Don't get me wrong, because masculine is positive and that's what you put out. Feminine is negative and that's what you put in. But everything once you know everything is in reverse, you understand that masculine is actually negative and positive is actually feminine. You know what I'm saying? Because masculine is this thing of where the star has to go inside that world. So it's feminine. That's feminine in general. When the star, the metal, let's say the thought, the frequency going inside that vibration. The frequency is masculine, but the frequency what goes inside the vibration. So when it goes inside that vibration, that star is making it vibrate. You know what I'm saying? That's negative. You know what I'm saying? The positive will be the female reason why not female feminine we positive is because that context clue of the positive attribute would come from it going in and out. You know what I'm saying? Because once it goes in, it creates the out. You know what I'm saying? That's the outside, the world. So when you're looking at things, it becomes that thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why. But that's deep. I don't even. I don't. I hate that I even have to explain it because that was my witchcraft. But I got it beyond that. It's more. I got more things, but that's just what I'm saying. But yeah. So yeah, it's shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So whenever y'all look at things, make sure y'all looking at it from the right point of view. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime you're looking at something from the wrong context, you'll be put in the wrong space in your life. You'll be put in the wrong ways in how to look at things in your life, and you never want to be in that space because that's a low vibrational space to be in. You know what I'm saying? So no matter what, we're all doing something where we're trying to be creative in our own unique ways. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's you know what I'm saying. It's like when you know you're not human, you're in a space on where like um you try to help individuals. You try to help individuals, and the individuals like you're helping. You got to realize that everyone's not supposed to be helped. And when you know you're an angel, angels are down here to create vibes and vibrations and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And when you're looking at like when you're looking, that's why y'all may sometimes y'all may think like I may I may be coming up harsh to y'all or whatever that nature or like things in that or whatever. But I just want y'all to know that like it ain't even that. That's just how I am. I just you know what I'm saying the way I express myself is just in that way. And also I'm a Gemini, so y'all may not even see me as harsh. I don't know how y'all see me. I just know I just like being myself. When you be yourself, that's the only thing God wants you to be yourself. So once y'all know how to be yourselves, the world gets better. Once y'all don't know how to be yourselves, the world gets worse. It's either like that. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all know how to be yourselves. Because if you don't know how to be yourselves, you'll be in a space on where you're living for an afterlife. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you living for life right now. You know what I'm saying? So once you know how to live in a moment and know you don't live once, you're living you're living every time. Life is life. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go through experiences. You're gonna go through positive experiences. You're gonna go through negative experiences. The whole point is to go through that experience and just go through it and not let it affect you. You know what I'm saying? Once you let it affect you, you let it drag you down. Once you let it treat it like nothing, you're closer to God. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you want to be at all times. I said that a lot. Y'all right here, say that's just truth. Know that. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that's a negative thing to be. Knowing things at all times. You know everything. If you didn't know everything, you wouldn't be down here. You know what I'm saying? So once if an individual tells you that like how you don't know everything. You're not God. Just walk away from that individual. Don't even entertain anything that individual has to say because that individual is in a lost space in their life, and they don't know how to see things. You know what I'm saying? They're in a space on where they're so low on the vibrational scale that they have nothing going for themselves in general. So they only have to feed on you as a parasite and and try to exceed the expectations on what they got going on for you. So that they'll leash on you and all things. That's why I got that's my album Slayer for God. I'm killing parasites, leeches, demons, dragons, um, all types of things, just destroying them. You know what I'm saying? Because these are all in the mind. And once you know people take these shapes and forms, warlords, warlocks, what you want to call them, you destroy these things in the mind because they play out in the mind first. You know what I'm saying? It might play out in the physical. An individual may look like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I look like. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what my spirit looks like. You know what I'm saying? So don't get lost in the zaws. But yeah, we like, you know what I'm saying. And once you know you got the power, you know what I'm saying, you got the juice now. You don't let no one steer that directional path towards what you got going on and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying. And once you got that going for yourself, hey, you on your way. I'm saying that's where a bunch I want to get, in this video. You know what I'm saying. Fucked up my last live stream, but I ain't gonna go too deep, far too deep in that. You know what I'm saying. And just Rockstar probably we out in this motherfucker.